Hi everyone, I'm Emily Cristobal, and this is my final presentation for Mesh 502, where I'll detail my visual model for sustainability and how it can relate to other projects as well as my own case study of building sustainable communities. For my visualization, I wanted to introduce you to the concept of Ahupua. It's how Native Hawaiians subdivided land pre-colonization. This system takes into account social economics, geology, and climate. Each division of land is slightly different but follows a journey of water traveling from the mountains into low-lying land and into the sea. In these two images, you can see the differences between pre-contact and modern-day neighborhoods fitting into the Ahupua system. I chose the Ahupua system as my model for sustainability as it shows a clear connection between the environment and people, and depicts the intersection of how each impacts the other. Using water as the driving force of this visual metaphor, you can see how humans rely on water for farming, drinking, and fishing. Rainwater also helps plants in native forests thrive, which Hawaiians use for medicinal purposes, canoes, tools, and housing. The cycle of balancing water for human activities and natural processes can also be related to finding a balance in sustainability for health, humans, and the economy. From this course, I've come to understand that the term sustainable can mean much more than just for the environment. It's the health of humans and the natural world, and even reevaluating how we can continue to have strong economies while being less extractive. Thus, I wanted to create my own interpretation of the Ahupua system in a modern context. Here's a drawing I created with the three main aspects of Ahupua: Uka, mountain; Kula, plains; and Kai, sea. Zooming into the Uka section first, you can imagine rain cascading down mountain ranges, filling waterfalls that flow down to streams. In this forest area that is believed to be sacred are where native plants grow and flourish. It provides habitat for animals and even holds many important resources that humans rely on. The water then flows downstream to plains. In the Kula area is where neighborhoods sprout. With a clean source of water, people are able to live in healthy environments. Parks are created for recreation with residents encouraged to participate in community gardens. Water is also diverted for subsistence farming and for traditional Hawaiian practices like planting kalo or taro. Moving further to the ocean or kai is where fish ponds or local ia can be found. Like lo'i patches, this is where volunteers from the community can work as caretakers and even become integrated with the education sector, involving younger generations at an early age to practice in sustainability. Denser mixed-use housing is also in areas that are not too close to the shoreline and are surrounded by vegetation that can limit the impacts of severe flooding. Paths for walking or biking also allow for more accessible communities for school, work, leisure, and public spaces. Having explained these three aspects, I want to emphasize the important role water holds. Streams were critical in the lives of Native Hawaiians. Because of this, care was taken to ensure that waterways were not polluted. If pollution occurred, it wouldn't just impact one area, it would affect the entire system, from the ocean, valleys, plains, and mountains. It wouldn't only impact the health of humans, but also native plants and animals and the environment as a whole. And remembering that all of our actions are connected and have consequences, the hope is to become cognizant of our impacts and plan more holistically. To achieve this holistic mindset, I believe integrating community input, advocating for increased education, and leading solutions with nature at the forefront are crucial. In the Ahupua'a system, to be successful, everyone in the community had to do their part. In pre-colonial Hawaii, people had specific jobs and responsibilities to make society run. But in today's day and age, this kuleana, or responsibility, can simply be individuals doing their part to live more sustainably, whether that be volunteering at lo'i or local ia, or adding rain gardens to their yard, or implementing green roofs. Creating a sustainable community not only takes building resilient and accessible infrastructure, but it also takes people being willing to adapt and change their ways for a more positive future. I believe using the Ahupua'a system as a model for sustainability can be applied to many projects, as it continues to remind us how we and the natural world are constantly interconnected. Thanks so much for listening.